All right guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to check your engine oil level and even how to add it if necessary. In most modern cars there's a little menu in the computer which digitally checks the level of the engine oil. Those are usually after about 2016, 2018 or so. It's almost always standardized. But on the older vehicles they still have what's called the dipstick. So you just pull this little bad boy out. You're going to wipe it down with a cloth. A little tip for you guys as well too, when you're looking at buying a car, this one's hot right now because the engine just ran, but when you're looking at buying a car, if you pull the dipstick out and then just run your finger down the dipstick and rub the oil between your fingers, if you feel grit or sand or large particles, that's a bad sign that the engine's wearing prematurely and you're probably going to have some problems with it later on down the road, because what the engine oil does is it collects all of the metal debris from all of the friction. So you definitely want to look for that when you're shopping for a car, as kind of like a bit of a pre-purchase inspection tip. So you're going to throw the dipstick back in. Now that you've cleaned it off, pull it back out, and you're just going to check the level. Just zoom in there real quick. You can see those two dots there, where one says L, one is L and one is F. We're well below the L line, of course. You know, my mom doesn't take care of her car, so we're going to add a little bit of engine oil here. You're best not to add the entire liter when adding oil, just because if you overfill it, it can cause as many problems as being underfilled as well. So we're going to pull out the filler cap here. It always says on most newer cars anyway the type of oil you need. In this case it's a 5W20, and all that is just the viscosity of the oil. So the higher the number, so a 10W40 for example would be a thicker oil than a 5W20. Generally speaking, in colder climates you're going to use a lower viscosity. So in wintertime a 5W20, I mean we're in Canada obviously, so for the most part it's pretty cool or cold here most of the year round. 5W20 is great. If you lived in a desert or something, you probably want to use a 10W30 or 10W40. But again, you want to check the owner's manual. Most of these have a little foil thing on the top. You just poke your finger through it. And I'm just going to drop this in. I've done this about 1,000 times in my life, so I've got pretty good aim here. You might want to use a funnel if you're new at this. You can see some of the hot smoke coming out because again the engine is warm. So I've put about half the bottle in. Let's check the level again before we go ahead and proceed to throw the whole thing in case we overfill it, because again, if you overfill it guys, you can cause leaks on your seals. Sometimes the head gasket will leak, sometimes you get leaks in another part of the engine, so you want to be careful with that. It's just at the bottom line, just at the L, so we're going to throw a little more in because it's not quite enough. So let's just chuck in the rest of the bottle here. All right, that should be enough to at least carry us over. It's the only bottle I have, so it's not like I can manufacture more right now in my own house. Let's throw this back in. Again, you always want to clean it down before you check the level. Okay, and that's above the low line now. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It could probably do with another ½ liter of oil, but that'll take care of it for now. All right, so that's how you check your engine oil level and add oil to your engine. See you guys in the next video.